the sword of Mercury. Let me mog for the thumbnail. Alright, so today, we have a video on, I know some of you might be familiar with which side is this? My right, yes. The camera is like flipped, so it's challenging to tell sometimes. But what is on my right here, which is, or I guess it's like your left. Yeah, okay, so I don't know, who cares, but it's over here. So essentially I'm telling you an easy method to opening the chakras. If you bared with me up to now, you're about to get your reward for sticking around this long. I'm going to tell you a simple way to open all the chakras, and a lot of people will tell you, oh yeah, if you open your third eye, then you master all of reality. Yeah, not quite. The thing is that you can't just open one chakra. It's almost like you have to open all of them. But the thing is that a lot of people think that, oh, I can just work on my crown or my third eye, and then boom, I'm enlightened, or boom, whatever. It's like, no, that's not how it works. The point is that each of the chakras has a certain energy, but the thing is that when they're all open, they create a flow, almost like a river. You can think of chakras almost like parts of a river. Like, the crown might be very uphill. Like let's say you have a waterfall, and the crown is like where all the water is falling or whatever. But if, or maybe let's just use a regular river. If you have a stream or a river, and the crown represents where all the water is coming out of, if part of the way along the way is blocked, then what happens? The water can't flow, or the paths have to deviate to account for the blockages. So the thing is that if you open all the chakras, it's almost like clearing the blockages in the river, so the river can flow properly. So you can't just open third eye and master reality. It's not how it works. Yeah, third eye is something that you need for objective awareness and be able to establish where you are as an individual and see through illusions and all these things. But you can't just open it by itself. You must open all of them. So I'm going to give you an easy way to deal with the main three energies, which are the root, the heart, and the third eye. And one of the things that you must pay attention to is that all of these operate on the concept of energy operating in what the Eastern philosophies refer to as the yin-yang. The yin-yang is two polar energies. In Hinduism, or in Indian cultures, they refer to it as, I think I pronounce it, I might butcher the pronunciation, but it's Inda and Pangala, or Ida and Pingala. Ida and Pingala, or Pingala, or something like that. I don't know. But basically, they're the dark and light energies that run along the spine, like in a circular motion. They're almost like opposing energies. Light and darkness always go together. So the two balancing energies of existence, and they run through the chakra system. In any case, the point is that if you think of energy flowing in a yin-yang, it's a circular type of motion, or a motion which is the renouncing of opposites, which is the essence of spirituality. Spirituality is based off the principle of the renouncing of opposites, which is how you dissolve karma, how you utilize the energy within the chakras, how you allow the energy to flow through the nadis, or chi meridians, or like pathways. That's what they're referred to it as. In any case, they have a lot of different terms for all the pathways that the energy can take. In essence, let's focus on the simple method. When you should open them in order, either from I would advise opening them from the bottom up. So because it has more of a grounding kind of effect. So if you work with the root first, we'll just go from bottom up in this case. The root, the main energy here is you're dealing with things that ground you to the earth. Power is based on stability, it's based on structure, it's based on grounding, it's based on your tethering. Anchor, think of an anchor to a ship. So when you drop anchor, the anchor is meant to keep you in place, to not allow the thing to move. So that is the essence of the root center. It's anchoring you to the frame of the earth. So a lot of people forget that the explanation behind why grounding is so important is that the earth is spinning and moving in space. So we're not actually still. We only appear to be still because we're on the earth and the earth has gravity, but we're actually moving quite a bit through space. So this is why grounding is so important. So the root is what tethers you to the earth. So opening the root deals with power, but it's blocked by things like fear, lack of power. Fear is the basic instinct of all creatures on the planet, which is the thing that shuts down spirituality, which is why the whole essence of the system is to, make you fearful about this and that and get inside your head and play these psychological games. But the thing is, if you confront everything you're fearful of and realize that it's not real and you release it, you can allow your power to flow. That doesn't mean that you suddenly believe you're invincible. It just means that you're done letting your fears control you and limit your power. Because buying into fear, what is it they say? Energy flows or attention goes. So if you focus on fear because the center's blocked, you will create a fearful experience. But if you unblock that center by confronting your fear and releasing it and realizing your power, then you can overcome it and you can transcend that and unblock the chakra. I'm going to skip the middle chakras because we're dealing with the main ones, because this is a short form video that is going to give you the basics of how to awaken the chakra system. So essentially, after you open that, the energy will flow up through the sacral center and through the solar plexus and to the heart. And the heart energy deals mainly with love. And love is not just about romantic love. A lot of people confuse this. Love means unity of the self. It means that all of the aspects that exist within you are in a type of magnetic harmony. When you take two magnets of opposite poles, so you take one with north and one with south, and you put them together and they attract, that's the type of love we're talking about here. We're talking about the love that is magnetic, the love between two things that attract something to something else and makes them seem like they're one. When you put those two magnets together, they create a unified magnetic field because they essentially operate as one circuit, because the energies are in such a unity and alignment that they act as one system. And that's what it is with a lot of things in life. I'll give you an example. So, say for example, you're somebody, and I always use this example, you're somebody who wants to start learning martial arts. You might say, I'm learning martial arts. Or somebody who's learning to paint, you might say, I'm learning to paint. Or somebody who is give me a second. I'm thinking. Somebody who's learning to cook. that's another one. So all these things, you can say, oh yeah, I'm learning this, I'm learning that, I'm learning whatever. But somebody who's been doing that a while says, I am a martial artist, because they're unified with that thing, because they've been doing it so long. It becomes an integrated part of who they are. They become fused with that thing that becomes who they are. So I am a martial artist. I am a painter. I am a cook. All of these things, whatever, that you become fused with that concept because you've been doing it for so long. So the same thing is true for how you perceive yourself. There's different aspects to the self, which are described in things like Carl Jung talks about, like the ego and the shadow. The thing is that when you go through spiritual awakening, the thing is all of those pieces of ego and shadow that separates pieces of your consciousness, what's going on is they fuse back together. It's almost like, how should I describe it? It's almost like, say for example, you're somebody who has a sword, and if you ever watch Inuyasha, and the Tetsaiga breaks, so his sword breaks. How do you fix a broken sword? You have to bring it to a blacksmith, and they reforge the sword. Swordsmith. My bad. So you bring it to a swordsmith, and they reforge the sword. That's what happens, right? So, yeah, swordsmith sounds better. Why don't they call it whitesmith? It doesn't make sense. They should call it swordsmith. It makes more sense. In any case, so yeah, you bring it to a swordsmith, and they basically fuse the pieces back together by heating it up. So that's what happens. You integrate them. The center of your heart is the place that generates the most heat in the body. So basically, what you're doing, going through spiritual awakening and going through reintegrating pieces of your psyche, is you fuse them back together. You fuse them into one unified self. So you take the pieces of the sword and forge them back together. So your sword becomes like, you fix it, in any case, that's what happens. You basically fuse the pieces back together and they become one unified thing. So, like I said, it's like putting the two pieces of the magnets together. And the thing is that there is a polarity, just like magnets, that exists between pieces of the self, a type of magnetism. So you can't push two pieces together that are like north and north or south and south, because they'll repel each other. The force of magnetism will push them away because they don't attract, they repel. So the same thing is true for the heart and the aspects of the self. So that's why you essentially fuse the pieces of the self back together, and that's what they call integration. You integrate the information. Basically, what happens is you understand it in a way where you can relate it back to the perception of yourself, which is a whole, complete version of yourself. So in any case, that happens in the heart, and this is like the pinnacle of the yin-yang energy. It's like, if you wonder why they build pyramids all across the world, this is the top of the pyramid. When you unify the pieces of your heart, that's the top of the pyramid. So then when that energy center opens, that energy moves through the throat center, and you realize your authentic self as an aspect of your spirituality, which is the throat center. And then it rises to the third eye center, which deals with the object of awareness that can see that version of you that is the unified self from an objective perspective. So it's almost like you now become the person. It's almost like opening the third eye is like changing your perspective from being the character in the book or in the movie to now the awareness that is watching the movie on the TV screen or reading the book. You're seeing it from an objective perspective, but you're not seeing it from another version of yourself. You're only seeing it from an aspect of awareness. Because when you are awareness, you don't have a body, you don't have an identity, you are just the act of observing. You're the form of observing. So you don't have a physical form or anything to attribute yourself to. You're pure objectivity, you're pure awareness, observing something. But what are you observing? You're observing the character in the movie. But before you open the third eye, you're the character in the movie. You can't see with complete clarity everything that is going on in the movie. And that's why when you open the third eye, you're able to see the entire movie. So, before you open the third eye, you're the character in the movie. After you open the third eye, you're the awareness observing the movie, observing your character and everything around your character, and that character's relation to everything else within the movie. And that's why the third eye is so important, because then you can see everything. It's unrestricted awareness and perfect clarity. And once you open that center, the energy rises to the crown, and that connects you to the cosmic energy, which is basically cosmic, I guess you could see the cosmic awareness, which is even beyond your objective awareness. In essence, that's the main, I guess, points of how to open your chakra system. So if you want to open them, focus on the root, the heart, and the third eye. All the other energy centers can be opened also along this process, but the ones you should focus on are the root, the heart, and the third eye. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize about the chakra and energy system is that your eyes have these 3 color receptors in them. The reason why they say don't look at your phone before bed is because of the blue light. Blue light keeps you awake. Red light puts you to sleep or calms you down and relaxes you. Green light is basically in between. It results in like restoration and balance between the two energies. But you have red, green, and blue receptors in your eye that picks up those light frequencies. So this is why opening these 3 energy centers is the most important out of all of the energy centers. So if you focus on these 3, you'll be okay. Don't worry about all of the like specifics of opening the energy centers. If you focus on these 3, you'll be okay. But you can't focus on just one. You must focus on a balance of all of them so that the energy, the river, can flow freely. In essence, that's what I have for you guys today on the Sword of Mercury. You'll notice that when I do these videos, it's very much no BS guide to improving your life, which is what, I don't mean to inflate my own ego, but I will say one of the things I'm very proud of myself of is that I always give you guys only the most important information, I feel, when I explain things in videos to you. So basically, this is the most important aspect that you need to know for opening the energy centers, and everything else will become clear once you open these 3. In essence, though, the concept also behind this is that, in physics they talk about if you have a pyramid and you shine white light through the pyramid, is like the light that comes from the sun and whatnot, basically pure light in its regular form, in its combined form, and you shine it through a pyramid, it will break into all the 7 colors, and basically you can see all of the light frequencies in the color spectrum. And the thing with that is that, like, you have red at the lowest because it has the longest wavelength and the lowest frequency. You have green in the middle that has a balance of wavelength and frequency, and then you have blue is the highest, where it has the lowest wavelength and highest frequency. Yeah. So that is what I have for you guys. Quick method on opening the chakras. And please let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys would like to see more content like this. Let me know if this helped you in any way. Please like and subscribe and share the video with anybody who might find this useful. Let me know if you guys want to see me do live streams on Twitch or some platform where you guys can actually come in and watch me record these videos and maybe do a Q&A or something like that, because I want to expand this platform and turn it into something else. If for those of you who don't know, I am like a business entrepreneur, so I have a lot of business projects on the go, including other podcasts, which I do in professional studios, which I'll link down below in the description. My podcast Moonstruck and my podcast Athlete Enlightened, and I'm also working on other businesses that are, well, in the works, I should say. In any case, comment in the chat below if you want to, recommend some video ideas, or let me know if you enjoyed or if it helped you in any way, what you want to see in the future, if you want to see me do live streams on platforms like Twitch. And yeah, it would be a great help if you guys would share this as well, because it does help more than you know. And the main reason I am creating these videos is for you guys. Seeing as a lot of the fan base, support has kind of plateaued and subsided. I do those for those of you who are still watching and still support me. I love you guys very much. Thank you for all your support. It does mean a lot to me that you guys want to see more content, want to see me talk about these things. So yeah, I won't ramble on for any longer because the information ended at about 20 minutes. So in essence, that is today's video on how to open your chakra system. And like I said, let me know if you guys want to see more content like this in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, click the bell notification so you can stay up to date whenever I release new videos. Follow me on Instagram at top_sorcerer. And and this has been the Sword of Mercury, brought to you by the Prince of Mercury. And I will see you guys all in the next video.